Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. We will take a look at the top stories. Flash floods block MPs from visiting Kilembe Hospital. While the Speaker of Parliament asks Human Rights Commission to always accept public scrutiny. And NRM Secretary General urges religious leaders to embrace government programs. While Ministry of Works commissions regional material testing laboratory in Moroto. I'm Rhoda Ngonzi. Good evening. President Yoweri Museveni has called upon the youthful population to leverage emerging technologies to promote Uganda as a prime tourism destination. The president's message was conveyed by Vice President Jessica Alupo during the official opening of the Uganda Tourism Board's Pearl of Africa Expo 2024.
The 8th edition of the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, organized by the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities along with the Uganda Tourism Board, has opened in Munyonyo. The expo aims at uniting global tourism consumers and sector stakeholders in showcasing Uganda as a premier tourism destination.
We know that generally, investors and travelers are attracted by transparency, better macroeconomic management, predictable and friendly business environment, conducive repatriation policies, few capital controls, increased political stability, including peace and security.
The expo serves as a platform for tourism operators to exhibit and exchange ideas to enhance the tourism industry.
Together we can create a thriving tourism industry that benefits our local communities, conserves our natural resources, showcases the beauty and diversity of our country in the world.
Investment opportunities Uganda has arising from the abundant natural resources. All we need to do is to continue increasingly market destination Uganda as the best tourism destination.
In an effort to garner collective responsibility towards poverty, the Uganda Tourism Board incorporates insights from the private sector to preserve and promote the industry.
We have shared just a little bit of what we have with them because they had only 5 days to do this trip, so they couldn't traverse the whole country. But we have given them a glimpse of what this country has to offer. So with that, we hope that the hosted buyers will continue to explore and discover our hidden gems.
Prior to the main event, the Uganda Tourism Board conducted familiarization tours for foreign tourism buyers to major tourism sites in Uganda. These stakeholders witnessed Uganda's natural richness and pledged to act as ambassadors to attract more tourists to Uganda.
I'm from Canada, and this is my first time in Uganda, and it has far surpassed all of my expectations.
I'm from the UK, and I've been in Uganda for 4 days. Today we went gorilla trekking. We hiked for about 25 minutes, and then found a family of gorillas.
Recognizing the diverse backgrounds of poverty participants, UTB CEO Lily Ajarova emphasized the importance of organized waste management and encouraged recycling businesses to adopt sustainable practices. Abudu Nasele Lubwama and Rogers Komagom for UBC.
You missed it. And the rising waters of River Nyamwamba in Kasese have stopped members of Parliament on Presidential Affairs Committee from doing their oversight role in the district. The MPs, who were led by Member of Parliament for Kitgum Municipality, Dennis Oneka, found themselves stranded due to the flood.
Members of Parliament who were scheduled to inspect the recently merged Kilembe Hospital had their journey cut by a raging river Nyamwamba. The trip that had been aimed at assessing the impact of the devastating floods on vital infrastructure, particularly health facilities, encountered an unexpected roadblock. The flash floods triggered by the swelling of River Nyamwamba obstructed members of Parliament on the Presidential Affairs Committee from accessing Kilembe Hospital, leaving them marooned and unable to fulfill their oversight duties.
We were supposed to cross to go to Kilembe mine site, but because of the road possibility, we have failed to cross.
On behalf of the committee, Dennis Oneka expressed deep concern over the situation, emphasizing the urgency of evaluating the damage caused by the natural disasters.
We have seen the magnitude of the flood in Kasese. It is terrible, and this called for urgency of the OPM office, and as members of the Committee of Presidential Affairs who are entitled, who actually give the budget to OPM, we shall ensure that indeed they come for the rescue.
Before the incident, the committee first convened a meeting with the district local leaders, prompting a call to the office of the Prime Minister to expedite the earlier process of resettling the displaced people 4 years ago.
But we have a major camp, IDP camp of Moroto, which has been there since 2020. And these people have gone through pain, because being in the displaced people's camp for over 4 years. It is quite unfair.
It means that those people have to continue suffering until the whole process is complete.
At one time we were told they had identified funds to secure them a piece of land where they could be accommodated. Unfortunately, it's more than a year now.
Funds have been requested before from Ministry of Finance to relocate these people, because we needed the funds for Mohocha, internally displaced persons. We needed the funds for Kayunga. Remember, there was floods displacing people in Kayunga. We needed the funds for continuing of the process in Bududa, in Bugisu sub-region, because the cabinet directive is, the cabinet approval is 2 acres of land plus 10 million Uganda shillings. So we have some money for them, but the issue right now is the land is not sufficient.
They also laid out new strategic plans for responding, managing and preventing disaster from recurring in the nearby future.
When they burned the forest, that's when it got rightly round too. The cover was destroyed by a bushfire. Then it rained, then all the water came.
The population needs to accept that we have a problem. So what do we do with the problem? We have to accept we have a problem, begin to change our thinking and approach to how we do or handle issues.
This occurred during a fact-finding mission by the members of Parliament on the Presidential Affairs Committee in collaboration with the Office of the Prime Minister. Story compiled by Joseph Okou for UBC News.
In Uganda, Human Rights Commission has urged government to increase their budget, stressing that it is the least funded commission. While receiving the 26th UHRC report for 2023 in her boardroom, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, urged the members of the commission to do their work professionally, to earn public trust and also accept public scrutiny.
Uganda Human Rights Commission received over 4,300 complaints, out of which 384 were registered as human rights violations. The Commission was handing over their 26th annual report for 2023 to the Speaker of Parliament, which highlighted places of detention visited for both police and prisons and discovered challenges of prolonged pre-trial detention and overcrowding.
The average pre-trial remand period being 5 years and above. The Uganda Prison Service had a total of 259 prison facilities with a population of 76,943 prisoners. Madam Speaker, the bucket system where inmates ease themselves in buckets in their cells due to lack of indoor toilet facilities, remained a challenge, with most police stations and some prison facilities. This is very dehumanizing.
On the issue of witness protection, the Human Rights Commission recommends that as crime increases, there is need for stronger witness protection. Human Rights Commission also monitored the plight of children born out of war in northern Uganda, focusing on the Lord's Resistance Army LRA war in Gulu, Lira and Arua sub-regions.
And children born out of this situation, we noted that they face numerous challenges. These included stigma and discrimination from within their families and communities, lack of legal identity, rendering it difficult to prove their nationality, and lack of access to land, since land in the northern region is communally owned.
The Commission also reportedly discovered that there were some communities at risk of stateless who, at the time of mass national identification registration in Uganda, learned that they did not have access to Ugandan citizenship.
These include the Bennett, the Bachingwe, the Bahaya, the Baziva. Stateless persons are unable to enjoy many fundamental human rights and freedoms that others take for granted, such as the right to vote. They also often lack access to education, employment, health care, birth registration, marriage, and property rights.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, said they have asked the Minister of Constitutional Affairs to come up with a constitutional review commission.
Let's have a constitutional review commission such that if we have these people and have been in Uganda for all this time, let them included in Schedule 3 of the Constitution, to include them as Ugandans. Why should people live in a stateless country? A bridge. I want you to accept public scrutiny. When you accept public scrutiny.
The leader of opposition commented about the conduct of Uganda Human Rights Commission, especially in handling complaints.
People report a case, even before she carries out an investigation. You've had her mocking people who have lost their loved ones. At one time she said, but are these people really there? And they're ghost people. But you've not investigated. And the Human Rights Commission is that it's a huge problem. So you have somebody whose attitude is, these opposition people, they are enemies of the state. She behaves like a politician.
I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwitabinji.
Ruwenzori Diocese is one of the 6 dioceses organizing the Namugongo Martyrs Day at Namugongo Anglican Martyrs site. The diocese, which was created in 2023, has registered achievements in terms of impacting its population spiritually, socially, and economically. The diocese was, beg your pardon, let us take a look at the details of the 6 dioceses.
As it has always been the norm every year, selected dioceses are tasked to organize Martyrs Day at the Anglican and the Catholic Martyrs sites. This time round at the Anglican Martyrs site, 6 dioceses of Midwest Cluster are organizing that day, including Ruwenzori Diocese, Masindi Kitala, Bunyoro Kitala, West Ruwenzori, South Ruwenzori, and East Ruwenzori. Today our focus will be on West Ruwenzori Diocese, the youngest diocese which was carved from its mother diocese, Ruwenzori Diocese, on 27th August 2023.
West Ruwenzori Diocese is found in the far west of this country, Uganda, past Fopoto tourism city. It is located on a hill called Bumadu. Personally, I was elected bishop on 3rd April 2023. Consecrated on 27th of August 2023, and that's the very day that our diocese was inaugurated. As a result, they have understood God better than ever before.
Led by the Right Reverend Bishop Barnabas Tibejuka, in a period of less than a year, the diocese has registered impacts in growth and capacity buildings towards Christians.
Since August to date, we have planted not less than 50 churches. We started the diocese with 21 parishes. We now have 26. We started the diocese with only 3 archdeaconries. We now have 6 archdeaconries. Now here at Namugongo Seminary, we have 6 students here. We have 2 at Uganda Christian University.
With the 50 churches, the diocese is not only focusing on impacting Christians spiritually, but it has also boosted the communities, social and economically.
As we talk now, we have bought around 9 acres of cocoa plantations, where we are expecting after every 2 weeks when it is season, we shall be getting a minimum of 13 million. We also have some other projects that we have started, like coffee planting. We have also started projects, tree planting, but that one is long term. We have also encouraged our Christians to get involved in like embracing government programs. We have the Myoga. Some Christians would not mind to get that money. We have the PDM, some people could not mind, but we are encouraging them, go and get money. You cannot sustain the church when you are poor.
In improving the livelihoods of Christians, being a good shepherd, Bishop Barnabas Tibejuka is part of what he preaches to his flock.
When I'm talking about growing gonja, then I refer to my garden. When I talk of piggery, I refer to my farm. Above all, we are encouraging people to receive Christ as their Lord and Savior.
Since the youth make a big percentage in church, West Ruwenzori Diocese has done whatever it takes to engage the youths in one way or the other.
Encouraging them to have Bible study, encouraging them to have fellowships, having conferences for them, having trainings for them. It doesn't make any harm a youth to be a head of laity, so long as he is focused, so long as you are with him, so long as he can listen. So listening to them and talking to them, it is very important.
Being part of the cluster organizing Namugongo Matters Day, Bishop Tibejuka says this is a milestone to the diocese.
My message to the people of West Ruwenzori and the country at large is in reference to our provincial theme, Romans chapter 12, verse 1 to 2. It is talking about good behaviors, not being conformed to the standards of this world. See, this world has had a lot of standards, but we need to pick which one to take. So we need to be transformed by the Holy Spirit. If you are to dress properly. But the Bible says we should die to sin and live in Christ.
Deborah Namamonde, Tanaba Kenneth, UBC News.
The State Minister for Environment, Beatrice Anywa, has revealed that government is investing in community resilience building initiatives that are crucial for minimizing the impacts of natural disasters and ensuring rapid recovery from the shocks. Anywa made the remarks during the second National Dialogue on Anticipatory Action under the theme Navigating Uncertainty, Disaster and Climate Risk Financing.
For climate change challenges with strategies for resilience, adaptation and mitigation. This commitment was highlighted during the second National Dialogue on Anticipatory Action, where innovative nature-based solutions were explored to ensure a sustainable future. The Minister of State for Environment, Beatrice Anywa, emphasized the need for community empowerment and efficient fast response systems to build lasting resilience.
Products that can turn into cash crops like coffee, avocado, cashew nut, cocoa, bamboos, and so on. And this can become a cash crop and equally prepare our people for carbon trade. And for me, this is very important, friends, because if we only talk about planting trees without helping our communities. What type of trees? Because once you plant the ordinary trees to maturity, they are cut down.
So the response is beyond non-food items, and it takes into the health impacts of disasters. And not just on human lives, but also on the animals that are responsible for our livelihoods. So that is, in other language, what we call planetary health.
The two-day event was organized by government through the Office of the Prime Minister in partnership with Uganda Red Cross Society, FAO, WFO, and the European Union. Participants stressed the importance of adopting various innovations in disaster financing, emphasizing that readiness is key.
Where were they? We shouldn't be losing lives. We know that the rains are coming. We must ensure that people move from all these dangerous places where we expect either landslides, or we know that some rivers burst their banks. So we should be able to ensure that people move away.
The frequency and intensity of hazard is increasing due to the effect of climate change. And this continues to increase both the vulnerability and the exposure of communities, collectively affecting the development progress that we have made thus far.
Anticipatory action refers to actions taken before a crisis hits, solely to prevent or reduce potential disaster impacts or shocks, or before acute impacts are felt. Mutonyi Hilda and Zara Abigaba, UBC.
The chairperson of the African Global Security Foundation, Amama Mbabazi, has lauded the cooperation agreement aimed at establishing a halal ecosystem in Uganda. The agreement between the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, Uganda Halal Bureau, and the Islamic University of Uganda was celebrated as a symbol of unity and cooperation.
The cooperation agreement was forged to establish an ecosystem where halal standards are rigorously implemented, ensuring consumer protection and enhancing Uganda's position in the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation Member States and the global economy. This initiative also seeks to promote innovation and free trade initiatives. The agreement, witnessed by the chairperson of the African Global Security Foundation, former Premier Amama Mbabazi, was hailed as a gateway to significant economic opportunities and bolstering consumer trust.
It symbolizes our mutual respect for each other's shared commitment to economic and social development. This comprehensive halal certification process stands as proof as to what we can achieve when we work hand in hand for the common good.
Mufti Sheikh Shaban Ramadhani Mubaje, representing Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, outlined their role in assessing the competence of halal conformity assessment bodies and halal testing laboratories.
That we have been left out for so long as Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, as Muslims of Uganda, that we did tap into these opportunities whereby we are the beneficiaries financially as Muslims of Uganda. Because when we talk about halal, it means we are talking about the Muslims who do this halal thing. It is referred to the Muslims of Uganda.
The chairperson of the Uganda Halal Bureau, Sheikh Sekandi Abdul Hakim, emphasized their role in assessing the conformity of production processes, services, and supplies to halal standards, both for export and domestic consumption.
This one is a very great achievement because the world over know where Uganda Halal Bureau is and what Halal Bureau does. So we are honored that the agreement is going to give us a niche over other bodies in ensuring that we can easily get recognition and our products can easily be accepted on the global market.
Director of the Islamic University in Uganda, Professor Ismail Jagenda, highlighted the establishment of halal testing laboratories accredited according to the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Standards.
Whether be it meat, pharmaceutical products, cosmetics, in order to do that, they must go through this process of laboratory analysis, certification process, and accreditation.
The event was graced by Uganda's ambassador to Sudan and Morocco, Sheikh Dr. Yahya Semudu, who urged all parties involved upholding the highest level of cooperation for the common good. Robert Katamba, UBC News.
The National Resistance Movement Secretary General Richard Tedwong has called on religious leaders to prioritize preaching the gospel of wealth creation and fighting poverty among households. Tedwong emphasized that Ugandans should not solely rely on prayers for wealth, but also work hard to earn a living for their families.
While addressing believers of the faith of unity at Kapiemi Healing Center in Kagadi District, the NRM Secretary General Richard Tedwong explained that praying to God alone is not sufficient to bring food and other necessities to the table, but working does.
We want them to know that you cannot be praying from Monday to Monday, from January to January, and you expect to fight poverty in your house. Because even the God we worship talks about hard work. Because if you don't work, you will not eat. So we have to work, we have to work, we have to work.
Tedwong commended the faith of unity for teaching believers to work hard to fight poverty in families and promoting unity among Africans, regardless of tribe.
We say, let us fight poverty from your homes. It's for you to have a settled mind to attend to God's word.
Noted that the NRM under President Museveni has been preaching unity among the people and fighting poverty in households, as poor people cannot worship God well, preach unity, or forgive easily.
President Museveni came, he started telling tribes that were against each other to forgive each other. Even those who were fighting him with guns, he forgave them. That forgiveness has brought healings to this country. That is where you see Acholis talking to Bagandas, Acholis talking to Banyankolis, Banyoros going to Uganda.
Tedwong thanked Omukama Ruhango Busabozi Bisaka for supporting and believing in the strategic guidance and leadership of President Museveni in fighting poverty.
The preaching that they are given and the message that is being sent to the followers is productive, especially in the areas of household income. And that is something that I've seen. I'm also happy that they preach unity, they preach forgiveness, and they love NRM. They are open about their love for NRM.
Omukama Ruhango Busabozi Bisaka expressed gratitude to President Museveni and his government for bringing relative peace and freedom of worship for all people. He praised poverty alleviation initiatives like the parish development model and Emioga, which have improved household welfare, and pledged full support to the government.
The Ministry of Works and Transport has constructed a regional materials testing laboratory in Nadunget Sub-County Moroto District, which is aimed at providing material testing and quality control services to the construction industry in Karamoja Sub-Region. The laboratory commissioning was officiated by the State Minister for Works, Musa Echweru, and witnessed by Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Peter Lokeris, State Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Florence Nambozo, and other dignitaries.
The buildings within Moroto, which have developed cracks within a short period of time after construction. According to officials from the Ministry of Works and Transport, this is a result of poor quality materials used during construction. The nearest place they had to test was Mbale or Kampala. It is from this background that government through Ministry of Works and Transport has constructed Building Materials Laboratory in Nadunget Sub-County, Moroto District, Karamoja Sub-Region. Officials from the Ministry of Works explained services offered at the facility.
Materials like cement, sand, aggregates, those are the stones used for construction, bricks, blocks, tiles.
Concrete design mix for you, and they say this one qualifies for use as a blended concrete in the foundation. This concrete here, when you mix this and this and this, you can use this concrete in the columns. This one, you can use it in a slab on a storage building. So this is the testing we are telling you will be done here.
The State Minister for Works, Musa Echweru, officiated the commissioning.
To report that within, apart from this lab is going to be multifaceted, it will test so many things, including helping people to understand the minerals that are available here. We're also going to encourage even the mechanical workshop to be built within this space, so that now we don't need to move, say like to Gulu, to move to Mbale, to move to Kampala. People.
He attributes the collapse of the section of Moroto Highway to poor materials used.
Must have been compromised material. The quality of the materials used there must have been very poor. So this laboratory is going to sort out that. Ugandans will be encouraged, and it will be very easy for them now to take advantage of the presence of this lab to move here and test the raw materials that are going to be used by for both public structures and private structures that are going to be developed in the country, particularly in this region.
The Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Peter Lokeris, urged the Karamojong to desist from cattle rustling and embrace development.
We are very happy for those who say let's take children to school, even if it means taking all of them. We the elders can go and look after cows.
The State Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Florence Nambozo, asked the Karamojong to enhance their own security by fighting criminality.
We are going to start the security ourselves. When we have such a wonderful facility and we cannot be the security officers before we invite the 3rd Division Commander and his team and the...
Karamoja leaders thanked government for bringing services nearer as they were trekking over 300 kilometers to seek services from Mbale and Kampala.
The development of our country, that will now ease movement of our people here to come right here, test their materials and go and cause development. On behalf of the President of the Republic of Uganda, on behalf of the Ministry, and on behalf of the entire leadership of this country and the leadership of Karamoja, we want to
Police have confirmed the arrest of 2 suspected criminals who attacked a 40-year-old along Bench Wanuka Street in Kampala. Using a sidekick to disable their targets, the suspects robbed the victim of 450,000 shillings before leaving him unconscious. Patrick Onyango, the Kampala Metropolitan spokesperson, stated that the 2 suspects will assist the force in ongoing investigations to crack down on such criminals.
Katanga slum, situated in Wandegea, Kawempe division, has long been known as one of the prominent state ghetto settlements plagued by issues such as robbery, prostitution, and drug addiction. However, with the concerted efforts of security agencies like the police and some local leaders, there has been a gradual improvement in the area's reputation. During his engagement with the residents this afternoon, Brigadier General Christopher Damulira, Director of Crime Intelligence with the Uganda Police, urged them to maintain this positive momentum by actively engaging in crime prevention measures and participating in various government programs.
And your order in Katanga, in transforming the people of Katanga, in showing them light, in giving them support. Please, Bishop, thank you very much. And we expect more from you. Please reach out to your friends from near and far and get more support for these people. I know how wamateka okuja kwogera. Bwenda balipoti nti omenyi wamateka mu Katanga kukendedde nnyo awo nange kimpa amaanyi okukola ki okukomawo. Abatanyingira mu ssaka ezo bakubanga bwe bali muyingire tusenvinge gavumenti etwogerereko ebyo bye bambadde byemukola ebyo sente zijja kuva mu ki ssaka ezo tewali sente zabwereere. Puroguramu ya gavumenti yakwatirako abantu naye ng'eyita mu ki eyita mu ssako yenjogerako nze Damulira ntuusewo e Katanga mu Wandegeya mu Kawempe division. Kati bw'oginjijjako bansigadde ntya bansigadde kweyakisola eriragiro si wano kumpa kibaluwa ebanga kyo kitwala omunaku oyo mutuuze waffe tumumanyi naye mukimanyi nti ekibaluwa ky'LC tekisobola kusinga national ID. So abawajjamu national ID bakola kikyamu era tugenda kukola ki tugenda kubakwata kubanga ekiteekawulira.
Bishop Job, the mission director of the Rescue Mission International Ministries, welcomed this initiative, spearheaded by General Damulira.
The government hears good and positive things about Katanga. Katanga will surely receive the attention of the government. The reason why we are privileged and blessed to have him here today. Because of the positive news that reached him in his office. That God is now in Katanga.
Ismail Utaya, a local leader in the area, highlighted some of the challenges faced by the residents. The meeting was attended by several officials from the Patriotic League of Uganda, NRM leaders, and various local leaders, among others. Jamil Sekaja compiled this report for UBC News.
That story was on Brigadier General Christopher Damulira, the Director of Crime Intelligence with Uganda Police Force, calling upon residents of Katanga Ghetto in Wandegea Parish to take proactive steps in improving the image of their area by actively participating in crime prevention efforts and embracing government initiatives. Now we will have the story of the two suspects who attacked a 40-year-old along Benchiwanuka Street. These two were arrested yesterday. Using a sidekick to disable their target, the suspects robbed the victim of 450,000 shillings before leaving him unconscious. Patrick Onyango, the Kampala Metropolitan spokesperson, stated that the two suspects will assist police in ongoing investigations to crack down on such criminals.
Have identified suspects involved in the attack on Mugisha Thompson, aged 40 and a resident of Chebando. On the 22nd of May 2024 at 8 p.m, unsuspecting Mugisha was walking along Benchiwanuka Street when an unidentified person donning a cap kicked him from the side, forcing him to the ground. Another suspect managed to grab the target's bag, leaving the scene immediately. Mugisha was further kicked by the suspects in the video, leaving him unconscious. One of the motorcycle riders who parked at the scene of the crime was also punched and sped off in fear as the attackers accomplished their mission.
Two people have been arrested and they are helping with identifying the actual people who attacked that person. Although he lost 450,000, which he lost, but we are on their trail. Members of the public should not get worried. They should be firm. They should know that security is handling these criminals who are attempting to steal.
This is among the many videos released from both private and police CCTV cameras showing the crime pattern across the country, a move that has supported police in cracking down on criminals.
That is our first reference point where we begin from, and it normally helps us. And we have worked with members of the public who have freely and willingly offered us these footages.
Including cameras, even we do sometimes live coverages of different areas, especially the dark spots. You do live coverages and you see what is happening exactly. You even send manpower.
More officers are being deployed to patrol dark spots within the Kampala metropolitan area to ensure people's safety. Police urge the public to remain vigilant and cautious about their surroundings to prevent such incidents.
And the National Unity Platform members have expressed frustration at law enforcement agencies for obstructing their nationwide tours They have taken their grievances to Naguru police station with a letter requesting permission to resume their activities. They emphasized their intention to hold a tour in Palisade district this Friday.
During a meeting at their headquarters in Makere Kavule, National Unity Platform members convened a press conference to address the ongoing challenges they face.
The laws of Uganda say that if you want to hold a public meeting, public gathering, you should notify. And it should be very clear that the law does not say you should ask for permission. It is to notify them, which we did.
The Secretary General, David Rees Lubongoya, stated that they are taking all necessary steps to ensure the smooth implementation of their plans. However, they are dismayed by the recurrence of police and the security agencies resorting to violence against them, despite their official communication with the authorities.
Police dated today, and it is titled Protest Against the Brutality Meted Out on Us by the Police and Military on Wednesday, 22nd May 2024, and the illegal obstruction of our activities. Reference is made to ours dated 10th, in which we informed them about our nationwide membership registration, and further reference is made to our letter dated 16th, in which we notified the police of our intended public rallies, mobilization meetings, and radio talk shows in the different districts of Uganda.
Written a protest letter, not because we expect the police to be immoral. We wanted to go on record, and just after this press conference, our senior leaders are going to deliver that letter to the Inspector General of Police, to his office.
Meanwhile, leader of opposition Joe Senyonyi criticized the actions of law enforcement agencies.
The welfare, when you see, I have 2 barracks in my constituency, you see the way these people live, it's deplorable. So I ask these people, what plan do they have as the leadership of, those that have been appointed to lead the police force? And as I asked them, I was also asking my colleague members of parliament that let's ask these people to bring a comprehensive plan, and as parliament we should act upon it, because these police officers, they're human beings like us. Okay, they are serving their country. We do have challenges with them, how they operate and so on, but many of the juniors who really are not the ones giving the orders and so on, you see how they live, it's deplorable.
NUP President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu critiqued leaders who oppose their party, citing incidents where NUP members, including officials, were arbitrarily arrested by security forces in Kamuli without explanation. Kyagulanyi affirmed their resolve to continue their campaign despite disruptions, asserting their intention to visit Kamuli and proceed to Paris on Friday.
The people of Kamuli, number one, I am coming there and I will reach you by all necessary means. But before we come to you, I want you to know that we are not giving up. I want you to know that what you're supporting is legitimate, is moral.
He also expressed dissatisfaction with the Human Rights Commission for not addressing his complaint regarding a ban on easing activities 5 years ago.
I petitioned against the illegal blockage of my concerts. I am an artist, a professional artist, and the law in Uganda provides that everybody shall be free to exercise and, benefit from their work. But more than 5 years, I was not given a hearing.
It is deplorable how she behaves. When people report a case, even before she carries out an investigation, you've had her mocking people who have lost their loved ones. At one time she said, but are these people really there? And they ghost people.
Robert Katamba and Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
NUP.
And with that, we'll take a quick break. When we return, more details.
Morning time wao mwami wange nangamba yesterday bamukubiddeko essimu aba MTN nga bamugamba nti awangudde ssente school fees owa Andrew. In fact tuli awo nga tukyabuusabuusa naye nzikiriza mazima nga maze kulabako ate at the first nalinga ndowooza oba MTN balina ebintu byabwe bapanga nga sirabako ku neighbor wange nga bamukubidde kasimu. Twebaza abe MTN bannange okutuddizaawo bannaayo okuddiza guba mwoyo tweyanziza tweyanzeege omuzadde yenna ali eyo bannange ebintu bya ddala togaana kukikola kozesa MTN okusasula school fees w'omwana wo ng'onyiga star 165 star 80 ash banaye bya ddala si bya kyayi.
Together, we're unstoppable. Gold. We all want it. That soft yellow glow of a subdued sun in your hands. That precious polish of elegance. To hold it is one thing, but to taste it is everything else. Relish the satisfying taste of a beer, unmatched in quality, unmatched in consistency, and with 23 Global Gold Awards. A beer unmatched in gold.
Uganda's biggest tourism and travel trade show of the year is here again. The 8th edition of the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo Poate 2024 under the theme Responsible Tourism will be taking place at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo from the 23rd to the 25th of May 2024. It's your chance to connect with tourism and travel professionals from across the globe. Discover travel holiday deals, packages, and so much more. Visit www.poate.co.ug to register and be part of the event. The Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo Poate is brought to you by the Uganda Tourism Board.
Business news. The Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, renowned for its celebration of Africa's natural wonders and cultural heritage, is poised to enthrall visitors and industry professionals, showcasing the beauty of Uganda's tourism offerings.
Tourism Expo is a vibrant showcase of Uganda's tourism industry. However, exhibitors are voicing concerns about logistical challenges and the need for additional support.
Bringing new investors also is very important to invest in our industry, and being ready to compete with our neighbors, because we are here also to compete.
Involvement with the communities actually helps us to really promote the sustainable research and tourism in the country, because when these guys actually participate in this, they own these sites, they own the process, and actually helps us to conserve them and make them ready for other visitors to come and see and enjoy the historical aspect about our natural environment.
Miss Uganda underlines the significant benefits of the expo.
I believe Uganda has a lot to offer: wildlife, game parks, our culture, and very many things that I think people from other countries, even us as Ugandans, can come to explore, like domestic tourism, because I've seen different stalls exhibiting things that I've actually never seen and I've been in Uganda before. So I think this is actually a very good way of promoting our country. Yeah.
Uganda is a very beautiful country and it's blessed with so many things. There's so many national parks, there's so many sites to see. However, we also have very beautiful culture. We have so many different people that come from different regions that believe in different traditions, cultures, and that's why we have the Uganda Museum. And it has tried so much to promote the culture of Uganda. And I believe that that's something that we should sell out there, because that's the most unique thing we have about Uganda.
Uganda is naturally blessed. It's naturally blessed. So what we do is, just adding spices onto what we already have. We already have all of it, so we just have, to highlight. Like what is happening today, this is where they get to meet all these people. But when you come here, you might not get a chance to meet probably Karimajong, but at this moment, they're right here.
The Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo serves as a platform to spotlight Uganda's rich cultural heritage and diverse attractions to the global audience. Beyond boosting tourism, it fuels economic growth, creating opportunities for local communities.
So we have got the cultural experiences. The uniqueness with us, it's our long-horned cattle that coexist with the wildlife. So what we do with our products is we are promoting the community cultural tourism activities.
We are just doing the talk of tourism, adventure, travel. Please don't waste your time. Come, pass by, and you will not regret.
Despite its success, exhibitors stress the importance of addressing logistical issues for the expo's sustained prosperity.
We pride ourselves of offering 24/7 services. So from midnight to midnight, we're always there, we're always available. Hotel accommodations, we can do that. That's inbound and outbound travels, be it airport transfers, and travel insurance. And very many people tend to ignore that, but it's very important because you never know what might happen. So in case of any emergencies, that can cover. Yeah, so that's basically what we do as Travel Care.
It's not only for international visitors, but Ugandans as well. They are welcome to come, to visit, enjoy, and we are here engaging the media, engaging agents from abroad so that they understand what we have on offer and then bring in the visitors so that we can serve them.
Lydia Chomkama and Juma Samba, UBC News.
Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, supported by the Global Green Growth Institute, has officially launched the guidelines for the development of industrial parks and free zones. This significant milestone event was held at Mestil Hotel in Kampala, presided over by the Minister for Trade, Francis Mwebesa, accompanied by State Minister for Trade, General Wilson Mbadi.
The newly launched guidelines for industrial parks and free zones signify a commitment to fostering sustainable growth that harmonizes economic prosperity with environmental conservation.
I now take the honor to launch and present to you guidelines for developing Uganda's industrial parks and free zones. The guidelines are vital in establishment of industrial parks, which will lower the cost of industrial setup for investors and promote industrial symbiosis by increasing mutual benefits from industries and mitigating social and environmental impacts. The guidelines are expected to offer the government a potentially valuable tool to overcome constraints in attracting investment by streamlining and setting up industrial parks.
With Uganda boasting approximately 8,640 industries, many of which are rapidly expanding and scattered across various locations, these guidelines play a crucial role in providing strategic direction for industrial location selection.
The guidelines here help balance between the development that comes out of the industrialization and then the effects on the effects on the environment. Right? These guidelines, I think they will support the development of these industrial parks through which we intend to implement our industrialization.
And I think what these guidelines are trying to do is to say, how can we do it in a cleaner and environmentally sustainable manner? MSMEs are big contributors, by the way, to this. We are big culprits, I would say. Because for us, our prioritization is money. Money at all costs. And if we are talking about the industrial parks and free zones, it's linked to our export ambitions. Because the whole point with free zones, we are saying, come and add value here. Let's make sure that we address some of the constraints that you are likely to face and export.
Currently, there are approximately 150,000 hectares of free land suitable for establishing special economic zones and industries.
And a huge task
on the part of government is the implementation of these guidelines developed by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives with support from the Global Green Growth Institute.
We are talking about industrial zones that have amenities for social living, accommodation, schools, hospitals.
Imagine here in Kampala how much time we spend in traffic. I think we don't think enough about how much economic loss that is for Uganda. We can learn from the situation in Kampala and avoid it to happen in the future. When we think about industrialization, industrial parks in our secondary cities, we actually need to think about how are we moving all these people from their homes to the parks and back. How do we ensure that we're not going to end up in a similar traffic jam as we have here?
But in this case, the compliance is very strict because we don't want pollution alongside our production. We don't want to antagonize our environment alongside production and development. We want to coexist. You know, we have all these small-scale factories. They are spread across the country.
Crispus Adinitwe, UBC News.
Uganda and Tanzania are urged to tackle non-tariff barriers in order to enhance the win-win bilateral relationship. The appeal has been made by public and private stakeholders at the ongoing Uganda-Tanzania Business Forum in Dar es Salaam. The opening of the high-level trade and investment meeting was graced by Kassim Majaliwa, the Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania.
The Uganda-Tanzania Business Forum offers the two sisterly countries an opportunity to strengthen strategic partnership and promote cooperation in areas of mutual interest. This includes trade and investment, says Kassim Majaliwa, the Prime Minister of the United Republic of Tanzania.
Serikali yetu inafanya ufuatiliaji wa uzalishaji wa bidhaa ndani ya viwanda vyetu hapa nchini. Tunapogundua kwamba tuna bidhaa ambayo inahitajika kwa kiasi kikubwa hapa nchini, tunaweka utaratibu wa kubana vile vinavyoingia bidhaa hiyo ili ya ndani ipate masoko ya uhakika, halafu na kupeleka nje ya nchi.
In the 2 days, the delegation from different sectors of Uganda's economy and their Tanzanian counterparts will engage in meaningful discussions, exchange ideas and forge new partnerships with an aim of driving the two countries to sustainable growth and development.
We share a long history of friendship and cooperation, rooted in shared values, culture, and commitment to fostering economic development and prosperity for our region. The strong bilateral relations between our two countries form the foundation upon which we can build dynamic business environment, contributing to socio-economic transformation of our economies and people.
According to Ambassador Fred Mwesige, the forum will consider multi-sectoral matters, deliberate on both opportunities, obstacles and challenges of doing business together.
By fostering a deep understanding of each other's markets, we can pave the way for increased trade and investment. Furthermore, we must emphasize the need to build on our competitive advantages. Uganda's fertile lands and strategic location, coupled with Tanzania's vast natural resources and growing infrastructure, present unparalleled opportunities for collaboration. By leveraging these strengths, we can create synergies that benefit both nations.
Trade between Tanzania and Uganda has been growing significantly, reaching commercial value of $1 billion in 2022. While this growth trend is commendable, the private sector umbrella organizations from the two countries argue that this is just a fraction of the trade potential.
The mix of goods traded comprise primary products in agriculture and minerals and manufactured products is good news for our countries. It points to the fact that our trade is slowly transforming from low value and processed products to higher value industrial finished products.
Our commitment as a private sector foundation, which is the umbrella organization for the private sector in Tanzania, remains steadfast in strengthening the economic ties between our two countries. We aim to foster conducive business environment for growth and innovation through policy advocacy.
The forum will tackle pertinent issues that affect trade, and this includes reduction of non-tariff barriers, value addition in agriculture and mining, harmonization of procedures, the oil and gas sector, market-driven development, among others. Dennis Igoa for UBC News in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
Ituba Uganda is here, the new licensed operator of the Uganda National Lottery. They have been appointed by the National Lottery and Gaming Regulatory Board as the official operator for a 10-year period, based on their operational excellence in other regions of Africa.
The National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board is dedicated to ensuring that the lottery is transparent, well-managed, and generates substantial revenue for national projects.
Ituba Uganda was selected through a rigorous process for their proven experience, financial stability, and capacity for successful lottery operations.
Ituba Uganda will utilize advanced technology and expertise to offer an unmatched gaming experience for Ugandans. All funds will support vital government initiatives such as infrastructure, education, healthcare, and sports, with a special emphasis on preparing for AFCON 2027.
So, join Ituba Uganda on this journey
of changing and transforming lives.
Oh, I like to know, stay fresh. You wanna come preach and be my guest. Lighting. I did make a lighting up.
And now in sports, the Gogo Indoor Arena will be a pulse of youthful energy between the 9th and 14th of June as Uganda hosts the FIBA Afro-Basket Zone 5 Under-18 qualifiers. 10 nations that include Uganda, Somalia, Burundi, Sudan, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and South Sudan will take part in this tournament.
The launch was made this morning at Fairway Hotel by the FUBA Excom, who echoed their excitement to host this tournament in Uganda for the second time.
The qualifiers are officially launched as of now, and as Arnold has earlier told you, we were given the hosting rights, and the tournament will be underway on the 9th of next month, and it will go through to the 16th. Our campaign as the team, as Team Uganda, started last year in December, and these youngsters have been going through numerous trials to zero down to the 12 that we are going to have a few days to come. Our main goal is to qualify and nothing else. We have to qualify, and we want to make sure that at the continent we feature and we dine with the big boys. On the side of the campaign itself or the tournament itself, I want to inform you that we are ready. The local organizing committee, which I'm privileged to be the chair, is really busy working.
The coaches and players say they have prepared and ready to put on a good show in the wake of the event.
Our preparations are still ongoing. We will have a residential camp at least 7 days before the tournament, and we expect a couple of players coming from the international side of things, though we shall mix them with some players that we pick from here. Like they mentioned earlier, we've had several camps and we have 12 players. On top of those 12, we are going to add another 6 or 7 just to bolster the team.
Our preparation has been so immense. We started last year, and as you know, these teams have been competing in the U16. So we are good to go. We are geared. We've been training. We've had a number of camps, and we're going to have one camp coming.
Been really working out, getting to bond, getting to know each other more, getting the team chemistry, to know how to work with each other, and this really puts us in a good position.
We're ready. We've gone to a number of tryouts, training, hard days, but the coaches were helping us improve. We expect the best from our team.
The top 2 teams from both the boys and girls categories will be crowned Zone 5 champions and will secure spots at the prestigious FIBA Under-18 African Championships in South Africa this August. 10 nations, Uganda, Somalia, Burundi, Sudan, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania and South Sudan will take part in the qualifiers in Kampala between 9th and 14th of June 2024.
Badminton youth tournament climaxed with Mbogo High School students clinching the most awards from the tournament. A tournament that started on the 20th of May saw a number of, over 100 young athletes showcase their talents at Sharing Hall in Zambia, with most of them competing in single and double format matches.
Under-19 girls. It was really so challenging from the beginning, especially during the semi-finals, though I figured out and then I came out as a winner.
The tournament wasn't bad for my side. I managed to win 2 gold medals in doubles and men's singles under 19. Well, it wasn't easy winning those medals because I played my clubmate Regan in Subuga. I finally defeated him in the decisive set, but yeah, it's only one champion.
We had a tournament in collaboration with the Center, Uganda Badminton Association, and the objective is to develop the sport, is to grow it further, and this is a youth tournament with the objective of identifying talent, of keeping them also engaged, but also trying to make sure that we track their progress. So it has been a very good 3 days of competition. We've really had good competition. We've seen some new talent coming up, and we've seen people improve. So we want to do this every holiday. We'll always be doing it with a training camp before, and then we do a tournament. And all this is with the objective of making sure that we develop talent, and we also bring badminton back to life in.
Well, and that does it for News Tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourselves a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.